protection guaranteed. Your forecast. On Wednesday, we'll see a chance of thunderstorms. Look for fair skies on Thursday. And on Friday, expect a chance of thunderstorms.
Welcome to Storm Watch, sponsored by American Power Conversion. I'm Nick Walker. We want to check in with our hurricane expert right now because we have a very active tropical system that is moving toward the Mexican shoreline and will affect southern Texas. Here's Dr. Steve Lyons with an update.
Thanks, Nick. And we have Tropical Storm Beryl bearing down on North Mexico, but the impact is going to be felt in rain up into central Texas. So we'll monitor that very carefully. We also have quite a few other things out there. We've got our Tropical Storm Alberto way off in the North Atlantic, a tropical low off the African coast with another tropical wave coming off the coast right now. We have two tropical cyclones in the eastern Pacific, but let's focus in on the Gulf of Mexico right now. And here's the latest radar image out of Brownsville, and you can see the circulation center from our tropical storm is right here. It looks like it's continuing to move pretty much west to west-northwest. Looks like the landfall spot's going to be somewhere in central northern Mexico. But the thing to keep in mind is this is a very broad, ill-organized system, and the exact center is not all that important because we're sweeping some very large batches of rain through Brownsville and even farther to the north up toward Corpus Christi over the next 12 to 24 hours. Now, we do have the latest information from the Hurricane Center. Here it is, 50 miles per hour for the wind speeds. That's really typically not enough to do significant damage to structures unless you're in one that's very, very poorly constructed or a mobile home. And even with mobile homes, 50 is not too bad, although it could do damage to plants and vegetation and citrus. West-northwest at 8 miles per hour, pressure 1,009 millibars. We do have hurricane warnings up from Baffin Bay south to La Pesca, Mexico. That's with the anticipation that this could become a hurricane, although right now it's running out of room, and the forecast by the Hurricane Center is not to become a hurricane, at least at 5 p.m. So more like tropical storm force winds may be up to Brownsville, but not much else. Right now we have tropical storm warnings down to Tampico, Mexico as well, but right now the winds are fairly light along the Mexican coast. Now here's the latest visible satellite image, and you can see the circulation center is roughly right in here, but these big batches of rain and moisture that aren't showing right now in the way of cloud are sweeping toward Texas, and that has prompted us to be concerned with the rainfall potential, especially over northern Mexico where there's topography. So the rain is the biggest potential impact from the system, and flash flood watches have been put up for the South Texas area for the next 12 hours or so. And we also have a tropical storm, Ileana, out in the eastern Pacific, moving northwest. Winds are 65 miles per hour, moving northwest at 12, and that is moving in the general direction of Cabo San Lucas. And we have tropical storm warnings up for Cabo San Lucas, and we have a hurricane watch up for the greater Cabo San Lucas as well, with the anticipation that this is going to eventually become a hurricane as it passes over or very close to Cabo in the next 36 hours or so. So we'll monitor that very carefully. And that's this system right here. You can see it spinning up toward the northwest in the general direction of Cabo. You're definitely going to get some rain. You're already getting some showers on the periphery. We have another tropical cyclone out here that's out in the middle of the ocean that we don't have to worry about right now. So with that, let's go back to Nick in the studio and let him give you some information.
All right, thank you, Dr. Lyons. A couple areas we're watching up here in the northern plains, the Midwest, into Wisconsin. Also, all the rain that continues to fall here in the Northeast. Still some flooding problems for you. New York, down to Philadelphia, on up into upstate New York. Plenty of rainfall for you. A Severe thunderstorm watch for portions of northern Minnesota here. We're seeing some warnings throughout this area. In Aitkin County, Cass County, you saw 80-mile-an-hour winds. We'll have more on this coming up.
This program was sponsored by APC, providing power protection for more networks worldwide.
Do you know the facts about power? Do you know how to safeguard your computer? Who protects more networks worldwide? APC, ensuring availability in your home or wherever data is created, transmitted, or stored. For your free power risk analysis, go to iwantapc.com.
Have you noticed anything different lately? Like no more tobacco billboards or cartoon characters selling cigarettes. And tobacco logos aren't put on clothing or merchandise anymore. Why?
Proof, time proof. Anderson Windows.
Now, it's your local forecast on the Weather Channel. Currently in your area, 64 degrees under cloudy skies. On Wednesday, we'll see a chance of thunderstorms. Look for fair skies on Thursday. And on Friday, expect a chance of thunderstorms.
We are continuing to monitor Tropical Storm Beryl that continues to come close to the Texas and Mexico coast. We also have several other tropical systems we are keeping our eyes on. So let's look at first Beryl, because as we look at this system, its winds right now are at 50 miles an hour, slowly moving to the west northwest at around 8 miles an hour, well over 100 miles to the south of Brownsville. Now, we don't think the actual center will be making it onshore into Brownsville. It will be staying to your south. On the satellite loop, we can see the center is about right in here, and it's coming very close to the Mexican coast. And we see a lot of convection with this storm as it comes in through Mexico. So they're going to be getting a lot of heavy rain, maybe even 5 to perhaps 10 inches or more with this system. But we are not out of the woods yet here along the Texas coast rather, where we're going to continue to see some showers pushing onshore, maybe a few embedded thunderstorms. Also could be having about a 2-foot storm surge with this system. So even though you're not getting heavy rain right now in through southern Texas, maybe tomorrow or maybe even tomorrow night, we could still be seeing some heavy rain in through this area. Perhaps several more inches could be picked up. So this is going to be a very good rainmaker, it looks like, for portions of Texas, maybe even some showers into San Antonio or into Austin. Gusty winds are possible. We've had a gust up to around 32 miles an hour in Brownsville, Texas. Speaking of Brownsville, we have a tropical storm warning that is in effect for you, and it does include the Brownsville area all the way up just into southern Padre Island, and of course it does include the Mexican coast as well. So tropical storm warning is posted for you if you live in through Brownsville. The other system we're watching, well, we're just continuing to monitor it, is Tropical Storm Alberto. This is what was the hurricane. It has now been downgraded as winds continue to weaken. The whole system continues to weaken. Winds right now at 50 miles an hour. It's coming very close, or rather just in the general vicinity of the Azore Islands. And there it is on the satellite loop. You can see it's moving well away from the U.S. mainland, sticking out into the central Atlantic. We do have one other wave we're watching as it comes off the African coast. This one looks pretty impressive. We're going to continue to keep our eyes on that over the next several days, maybe next even 24 hours. We'll see if that system develops. Now let's move over into the Pacific Ocean. Here is the Baja of California. We have two systems on this map. This is a tropical storm. This is a hurricane. This one's continuing to move away from land, so that's going to be no threat. But this one it's right now with winds at around 65 miles an hour. We have tropical storm warnings and hurricane warnings. Hurricane warnings include Cabo San Lucas, and elsewhere we have tropical storm warnings for the southern half of the Baja. What we can be expecting with this system, we do think it'll move mainly to the west, at least the center will, but the northern end, you still could see some heavy rain across the Baja of California, as well as some gusty winds and maybe even some storm surge in through that area. Here's the hurricane. Again, this one is not going to be affecting land as it continues to move away and out into the Pacific. Meanwhile, now let's move back to the lower 48. Strong thunderstorms across portions of the Midwest in through northern Wisconsin right now. A severe thunderstorm watch. This tornado watch has been discontinued and reissued as a severe thunderstorm watch. We'll get that graphically in just a few minutes. Now let's look at these thunderstorms. Strong thunderstorms pushing through the Rice Lake area as well as into Wausau. So even some heavy rain in through across northern portions of Wisconsin. Meanwhile, we're still seeing some scattered showers across the Northeast, mainly those sticking across Maine and in through northern portions of New England. Severe or flash flood watch rather out for southern portions of Utah with some heavy rain in there. A few showers in the south.
Back to school is the perfect time to get AOL.
It's the ultimate school supply.
It's like a library in my kitchen here.
And on AOL, you can do all your back-to-school shopping. It's the easiest way to stay in touch.
You've got mail.
Before you go back to school, join America Online. Call 1-800-4ONLINE.
Experience the power of our real tarot reading. The tall gentleman, is this your boyfriend?
Yeah.
Who's the little girl?
I have a daughter.
You've always wanted to get married around Christmas or your birthday, haven't you?
Don't even say that yet. Yeah.
You know how we know that? Look here. We see the 4 of Wands with the 2 of Cups.
You good. You are good.
The secret that you were holding back.
You already hidden.